Hello students, today we will discuss model number 5, design methodology. So in this model we are going to discuss about the various points, that is design flow, design optimization, then various tests for design, and then non-technical issues. Out of that, so now we start. First point will be the design methodology, okay, or design flow. So this design methodology or design flow we have discussed in first point or first chapter. So we know that real world circuits are very complex. As the number of transistors it will go on increasing, so there is a complexity will go on increasing. So we know that, so in case of VLSI design, so number of transistors up to millions number of transistors will be per chip, and so there will be the complexity into the circuit design will be more, and to handle this complexity we require more number of peoples, expert team will be required, and that they will working on the different design areas. Okay, so how to manage this complexity? To manage this complexity we require a systematic design approach. To manage this complexity and interconnection between the components we require a systematic design approach. So design methodology, in other words, we can say systematic approach of design, verification and preparation for implementation. So design methodology, we can say it is a systematic approach process of design, verification and preparation for manufacture a product. So design methodology is a systematic approach of designing, working out how to construct chip that meets given requirements and constraints. Okay, so design methodology, it specifies various points. Out of that, these some points are here, that is, so task to be taken, task to be undertaken. There are different tasks, and that system will be divided into various tasks, and so various tasks to be undertaken. So depend enter information needed and produced by the each task, information needed for the task and information produced by the task. Also a relationship between the different tasks, which task should be performed first, which task will be performed afterwards, and which task will be performed parallelly, so that all the dependency will be given by the design methodology, or the sequence of operations, sequence of tasks will be given by the design methodology. So mature design methodology, we already know that with mature design methodology it will also give the schedule and budget of the design methodology. So if you design earlier some systems, so how many errors will be occurred? Okay, number of errors occurred into the previous, so that will also it will give. So actually, so design methodology, it will be handled by electronic design automation tool, that is EDA tool is used. Okay, so in actual world there are so many projects that will be failed due to the lack of control and not due to the lack of funds. Okay, so if there are so many, if there are various facilities, various budgets, but if there is no control, then that projects will fail. Okay, so this shows the importance of the design methodology. The standard design methodology, it's not such that there is a standard design methodology we have to follow this some steps like which and the project will be successful. It is not like that. There is no such a standard design methodology, but depending upon the previous experience we have to design methodology. Okay, So we'll see one standard design methodology, that is prototype design methodology. Okay, so one example of the prototype design methodology, it is like this. So this prototype design methodology, it will start from the requirements and constraints. The requirements you will get from the customer, or it is getting from the market, or it will getting from the design engineer itself. Okay, so depending upon the requirements and the constraints, what are the constraints? Constraints, you will get the area, performance, power. Okay, these are the constraints, main constraints you will get. Okay, so after that, so and so requirements and so constraints. So next thing is that the architecture exploration and partitioning you will get. Okay, so this design methodology, so it is a prototype design methodology, and it will be given by the hardware software co-design model. So it shows the hardware software co-design model, and into this you will get, first point is that the functional design. In the functional design, this functional design, it is divided into two parts, and that is, one is the hardware implementation and software implementation. But hardware and software, they will go into hand to hand. Okay, they will depend upon each other. So this is one way of the functional design methodology. So functional design. So every design methodology, it is divided into three parts, that is functional design, then synthesis, and then physical implementation. So first point is the functional design, then synthesis, and then implementation. There are three main steps into the design methodology. Each step is followed by the verification. Functional design followed by the functional verification. You can see here, at every stage there will be a verification. So this is verification. Okay, every time it will be verified, and it will take decision according to it. So synthesis followed by the post synthesis verification. Physical implementation is followed by the post physical verification will be there. Okay, and if there is any problem, then we have to check immediately above that. If the problem is corrected, then it is okay, then you can go for the next step. Okay, otherwise we have to start from the earlier stage, that is, we have to start from architecture exploration or partitioning. Okay, and then again we have to do the partitioning. That is, what is meant by partitioning? Partitioning, it is nothing but the divide the system into number of subsystems. Okay, so architecture exploration. So functional design will be there, and requirements that you will get from the market, customer, and design engineer itself. So if suppose there is a small modification into the previous design, or new requirement come from the market, so what will happen? So there should be a large change required into the design. So some of the designs, there are number of approaches that we can make the design. So any one candidate. So what is meant by candidate? So there are various design approaches. Each approach is called as a candidate. Various design approaches. Each design approach is called as a candidate. That candidate may be satisfy some of the design constraints, or it may not satisfy some of the design constraints. Okay, so or some of the design constraints it may violate. So suppose it has to satisfy the given requirement and constraints. Okay, so likewise the cost, performance, power consumption, and reliability, these are the some constraints that it has to satisfy according to the requirement. Okay, then architecture exploration. Architecture exploration, it means that we have to manage the system into sub modules. Okay, so architecture exploration refers to the task of abstract modeling. It is a abstract modeling and analysis of the candidate design. So there are various candidates you can see here. Okay, so these candidates we have to analyze. Okay, so in short, the architecture exploration refers to the task of abstract modeling, and the analysis of the candidate design. And then next point, so it is another important point into the design methodology. It is a partitioning. Okay, so what is meant by partitioning? Partitioning is the divide the problem into sub problems, or divide the problem to solve complexity. So there are different types of partitioning. One is the logical partitioning, then physical partitioning, and hardware software partitioning. So in case of logical partitioning, it is simply identifying parts of the system. That will implement various processing steps. This is also called as a functional partitioning. Or decomposition. Functional decomposition. Another part is the physical partitioning. It includes processor cores, accelerator, memories, and I/O controllers. Hardware software partitioning. It is also important. Partitioning. Given logical components may be mapped to specialized hardware components whose only task is to implement logical components. Okay, what is the hardware component who only implemented to do the task, that is the logical component. Okay, whose only task is to implement logical component. Another logical components may be mapped to software task. Run on a processor core under control of the real-time operating system. Logical components may be mapped to software task that will run on a processor core under the real-time operating system. Okay, so partitioning will be done by 3 points, 3 type, that is logical partitioning, then physical partitioning, and hardware software partitioning. So hardware software partitioning, it will depend upon the logical also and physical partitioning. Okay, so then we will move with how to do partitioning, that is one with the help of one example of the partitioning. So what is this example? It is a road transport monitoring system. It checks that the trucks are moving from one part of the country to the another part of the country, and in a short period of time we are going to analyze it. So there is a video camera on the gantry, or we can see it is a toll plaza on a road. The video images are analyzed to find license plate of each truck, time and license number are logged. It transfers the information to the center for recording, and it compares the information with the other stations. So this is road transport monitoring system. For this road transport monitoring system, you can see what are the logical components we will require. So logical components required will be given by this block diagram. So we require the camera, then video input, then we require to filter that video. So we have to edge detect, then shape detect we have to find out, then we have to detect number plate. Okay, then we have to log that plate. Okay, then we have to give to the network interface. then we require the system control. Okay, diagnostic or maintenance block we require. So these are the logical partitioning. So there are various parts we require here. Okay, so now that logical part will be implemented. So we require the physical partitioning. Now physical partitioning, so it will have both hardware partitioning also physical partitioning. Okay, so these are the physical partitioning. Here you can see here. So we require camera, we require video input, we require video filter, edge detection circuitry we require, shape detection circuitry we require, bus bridge circuitry we require. Okay, and up to this whatever the shape detection, so all these components or this bus detection, bus bridge, we required the hardware part will be there. And then whatever the software we require, software parts we can manage, that is we require the processor and these are also required, processor core, memory, and so we have to manage with the software part. Now so from this we can see this will be the logical partitioning and this will be the physical partitioning, and there will be the correlation between the hardware software partitioning. Now so logical components, these are the mapped with the hardware management, hardware partitioning. Okay, so logging architecture design and partitioning is often done by this partitioning, it will be done by the designer itself. Unfortunately it is not done by the automatically or by the ADA tool. So partitioning it will be done by a experts committee or expert person that it is having previous experience. It will not be done by the any idiot tool. Okay, that's all about the today's video. We'll stop here and we'll continue the next point, that will be functional design into the next lecture. Okay, so today we'll stop here.